With the LUMNA elixirs for pain, stress, and sleep, we've blended Ayurveda and modern medicine. Why is blending Ayurveda and modern medicine so effective?
So the first thing is, when we were talking about the charts, I think the greatest gift that Ayurveda has given me is a different perspective on the universe itself and how it's composed. And so just understanding, even if I'm doing a very highly medicalized consult and I'm doing a lot of intense lab work and I'm analyzing lab work and getting imaging and deciding which pharmaceutical to use or whatever, like even in a highly medicalized situation, I can zoom out and look at the person from an Ayurvedic perspective and say, this is the root cause. This is what's out of balance. This is what we need to bring back into balance. And even when choosing which pharmaceutical is more likely to work, if I know the person's natural constitutional type and they're imbalanced, I know probably what's driving, from the Ayurvedic perspective, the illness, and I can even choose a pharmaceutical that will work better than a different for the exact same complaint. It's like definitely no algorithms, like definitely highly individualized. But again, zooming out and looking and understanding the person in front of me helps me make a better choice regardless of what therapy I'm using. The other thing is that Ayurveda is evolving, Ayurveda is constantly describing the universe. And so as the planet evolves, as we evolve, Ayurveda is also evolving. It's not meant to be this static, ancient only approach. Like it should be evolving with as technology evolves. And so blending it with certain conventional treatments or just with other Western herbs or with other nutrients or nutraceuticals, you can magnify, you can enhance the effects, because everything, again, can be thought of in terms of Ayurveda. Everything can be thought of in terms of the qualities. You just have to describe a quality. It doesn't matter if it's a constituent, an herb, a mineral, what it is. You can zoom out and think about how it's applicable to a larger formulation. The other big thing is Western medicine or conventional medicine doesn't do a great job with diet and lifestyle counseling. And again, Ayurveda, like that is the foundation, because you can't build a house on a crumbling foundation. Like you have to start there. And again, with the extensive body work that it offers, it's unlike anything else globally, for sure, in terms of how many therapies there are for the body. And then again, the what I always call the Maha detox or panchakarma, followed by rejuvenation, which is often overlooked. People really get focused on panchakarma or this major detox, but they don't just do detox, they also replete everything that's been purged from the system. So all of this is like discussed very minimally in conventional medicine. So it very much will bolster the effects of other treatments and make them work better if a person is coming back into balance. Another reason is that, all of the therapeutics in Ayurveda are more biocompatible medicines that our bodies evolved with. We evolved alongside plants. We evolved with minerals. We need certain things, certain physiological needs to be met. And it can be adapted based on region. Like you can use an Ayurvedic approach to local herbs. You can analyze herbs from a local area, they don't have to be Indian herbs. You can apply those same principles and use them to make more sustainable local choices in herbal medicine. So that's partly why I wanted to include anything that was going to work. And so there was more of a philosophical aspect, and like, we're going to use these Ayurvedic principles to guide this treatment. But if there are other herbs or other nutrients from other places, or if there's a more sustainable option locally, we can make those swaps easily and have it still be Ayurvedically oriented. And then again, why is it so effective? It also focuses on us as a part of a larger whole. So again, I go back to imbalances in weather and how that affects us. Cloudy outside, cloudy inside, wet and damp outside, wet and damp inside, hot and dry outside, hot and dry inside, things like that. So we can adapt, we can antidote that. If we tend to be dry and we live in the desert, use a lot of oil. lubricate the body because you need to antidote that dryness if you're already dry. If you're already hot, you need to cool yourself down, especially if you live in a hot place, things like that. So we can adapt to, it's not like, oh, you have to evade and not live in this place because it's making you sick. No, you adapt and you increase what's out of balance and decrease what's out of balance, in the other direction. And then the other thing I like about Ayurveda, and this was very much part of the formulations for LUMNA, and also why I use anything available to me as a therapeutic, as an integrated practitioner, is that there's an old adage that everything can be medicine, everything can be poison. It depends on the dose, it depends on the person, it depends on the imbalanced and the balanced state. And the other thing I like about Ayurveda is that there's an antidote or a sort of hack to any no category. Like, you're not supposed to eat ice cream, but there's always a way around it. Or maybe not coffee, but you can add this thing to your coffee to make it less imbalancing. There's those things all over in Ayurveda. So people get really caught up again in those granular details and, oh, I'm not supposed to have this and I'm supposed to do this. There really aren't supposed to's in Ayurveda. It's what affects you in your body and your mind. If you eat something and you have no negative symptoms, then you're digesting something fine, eat it. It doesn't matter if it's on your no category. If there's something on your yes category and you have an anaphylactic allergy to it, by all means, do not eat that food, even if it's on your yes column. People get so caught up in the details. And I think the big picture focus is a lot more important. And that's also why it works, because we can just zoom out, connect with the human in front of us. And even if it's behind the scenes and I never use the Ayurvedic verbiage, I can apply these principles to every encounter and everything that I make, and people get better faster.